Could this be it for Bam Bam Barsha and Gas Gas? Hey everybody, WALTY Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Our boy Bam Bam went down hard at Super Duper Round 3 and got carted off on a backboard. Finally, we got an update courtesy of his Instagram account, which we're going to go look at here in a second, because we got to read between the lines and look between the cracks here on this one, my friends. Here's really the deal right now. You see, here's the this is gnarly. When you get to this level, an elite factory rider, a big name of the sport like Bam Bam, and let's just be kind of cut through the chatter right now. You see, with Gas Gas, that's it. Their only premier guy, their only premier 450 rider is in fact Bam Bam. And Bam Bam, while he can come steal a win, he did it on the bike when he debuted it. He's done it before, come out and have a surprised win, but he hasn't delivered any championships. But when you get to be a big enough personality and actually have a little bit of character, the way Bam Bam has been able to develop his persona in the industry and with his online presence, he's a fun guy. We like him. He's kind of like an AP type of guy. He's the type of guy we need that actually has some personality. Not like just all business, Ricky Carmichael, SMX. Nothing against Ricky. I mean, when you have that kind of bike skills, you can be whoever. It doesn't matter if you have no personality. If you're bagging championships, it's all good. Anything goes. But if you're not, you got to have a big, colorful personality. So I like Bam Bam in terms of what he delivers there. And I think Gas Gas has been satisfied. I'm sure in their back offices, they're not talking about pretty much championship hopes. They're talking about this guy brings a lot of fanfare and fans to the pits. He's got a great online presence. He's a fun guy. He's easy to work with. We like him. He's good enough. The premier flagship brand for that organization is anyway KTM. So that's really where they spend the most money. They're perfectly fine having Bam Bam and even like a Mookie, over at Husky, and that's what's going to segue us into our talk today. Even like Mookie, he's been off the bike for a long time. Huge question mark. It would be nice to get him back. Unfortunately, separate video. I don't know how much hope we can pin on Mookie. Like, he's pretty injury prone. He rides that way where when he goes down hard and he gets hurt. But the reality is this: as I saw the post on Instagram on Barsha's account, basically saying, hey, this sucks, stuff happens, I'm really excited though, I'm going to get, into surgery and back on the bike as soon as possible. We don't know. At this point, he just came off a massive injury. And the realities are on most of these riders, if not all, especially at this caliber, I doubt it's Bam Bam typing this up on his phone right now. I'm going to send out a race or an update on my injury. No, he's got some assistant or somebody else that handles all his media. I'm sure he's like, hey, dude, let's go ahead. He probably maybe provides input on what's coming out. But if you really read between the lines and look between the cracks, it's much bigger than this. Because I believe, here's the thing. You're going to have personal sponsors and team sponsors. And, you do not want to rug pull them. You've got to continue to act like you're coming back and I'm excited, when in actuality, I'm sure they're talking about, like, this could be it. You got a new kid, you got a new wife, you got a new family, you've probably got a bunch of money, you've probably got an investment portfolio. How much more times do you want to roll the dice till a point where you do not walk away from one of these things? I think that's the conversation. So when I see a post like this with an injury update, I'm excited to come back. And no, you're not. Like, you can't be. And I don't think it's you necessarily posting this. This is a PR team, pretty much like, okay, we got to stop the bleeding here. Put a Band-Aid on this thing and make it at least seem like, because we got to deliver for our personal sponsors. Plus, let's say you're a personal sponsor of Bam Bam, and I don't know which personal sponsors he has versus team sponsors, but let's say you're one of them. And, at this point, you're going to be like, man, our guy got hurt again. We spent all this money on Bam Bam. He's hurt again. He's not going to be doing any off-season rounds. We might have to move away from Bam Bam and start looking at other opportunities for riders that are going to be healthy and actually racing. See, if you're Bam Bam, you don't want that. You want your sponsors to think, I'm coming back. Oh, don't worry, I'm coming back. But in actuality, you might not be. So we got to talk about in terms of, does Gas Gas continue to just wait again for Barsha to get healed up? Maybe. I mean, he's a big enough star if he wants to come back and do this, but he just, like I said, I mean, this is a pattern now. Like strike 3, you're kind of out. This is kind of strike 2. He just came off a big injury, long time off the bike. Gas didn't have anybody, no fill-in, no nobody. And I think Gas at this point might have to look into a fill-in rider or even in a replacement. So we're going to have to talk about who's really eligible, who could they even grab. And I got a couple ideas on potentials that's basically a long shot, but certainly a shot. So let's go ahead and read the update that Barsha supplied on his Instagram. Then we're going to meet back here to wrap this one up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in. Hot off the press, courtesy of Bam Bam's Instagram account. Stuff happens. We don't know why, but it happens for a reason. Definitely down, but not out. I'm beyond excited for 2024. Currently, I have a few broken ribs, a bad broken collarbone, a beat up lung, a bit of air in my chest. Once the air clears its way out, we can get surgery and on the recovery train. Thanks for all the support. We even have a response from our boy Ricky and, of course, his broken English. Damn, that a gnarly impact, man. Stay strong. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back, and there you go. So that's what you get. I believe what you just read there is really damage control. I don't know. I think the truth possibly is in the middle. I'm sure Barsha would love nothing more to get into surgery, come back, get healthy, but this is his livelihood. This is where he makes most his money. But at some point, you got to say, is the money worth it? We've seen the riders at some point to say, that's it. I'm going to tap out. I'm done. I'm not going to continue to risk it. I remember in Wyndham, back in the day, Walty always likes to talk about back in the day when the sport was awesomeness. Whew, insanity. Remember Wyndham? I forgot what year it was, mid-2000s or so. He, all of a sudden, it was like A3 maybe. It was like a few rounds in and just out of nowhere, like before, after opening ceremonies or maybe even before, he announced it like rug pull, the ultimate rug pull. I'm retiring. And everybody was shocked. It just came out of nowhere. And what it came down to, he said it himself. He's like, I just don't feel good out there anymore. Like, I just get this feeling like something's going to happen. And I'm not willing at this stage of my life and career and age to go out there and risk it one more time. And I got to believe that's potentially what Bam Bam's thinking. So moving forward, if that in fact is the case, right now we're buying time, possibly coming back, possibly not. We don't know. But in the meantime, if he can't get back on that bike in time, does Gas look for a replacement rider? And if so, who would they get? Well, you got to believe potentially Colt Nichols. Colt Nichols, you see, here's the thing. I mean, Colt Nichols would love to get back any of these riders, especially, we're going to talk about it. Colt Nichols would be a pretty good bet to maybe put on that bike. He had a really good finish on a privateer bike, and with not a lot of time on it, he kind of showed like he's still got that. If somebody needs a rider, Colt is available, I am sure. And I'm sure his deal is structured, whatever that privateer team's in. Most privateer teams, if you get a factory offer, they let you out of whatever deal that you have. It's probably written into any contract. If I get a factory offer, I get out of whatever deal I'm in now. The other one is potentially Dylan Ferrandis. Dylan Ferrandis is kind of on a weird spot because you see, here's the thing. I've heard rumors. You guys let me know if you've heard this too. Potentially Hep Suzuki. He could end up on a Suzuki, I think I heard. And here's the thing. I mean, this would be a step down. When you get off the Star Racing proven bike, premier team, premier bike, and all the hype, anything other than premier factory equipment is a disaster. I mean, you're basically now on your way out. If you end up, like in my opinion, like with the Kenny deal, it was a little different because the amount of money was paid to him. It was a very unique deal. It wasn't like he was on the Chiz Norin Island. He structured his own deal. They just housed him over at that camp because there was a lot of infrastructure already in place in order to complete this deal. But the money was massive. It was much different. If Ferrandis ends up over there, it's not going to be as lucrative, I think, as the Kenny deal. And the reality is this, Ferrandis has got to understand anything short of premier factory equipment is the kiss of death. Once you take a step back, it's really hard to get back to the premier level. It rarely happens. Occasionally it does. Like, remember Dino back in the day? He showed up on a privateer Yamaha, and then all of a sudden he landed a Husky deal that lasted for a while, but now he's back on privateer equipment with an abbreviated schedule and not wanting to, and going down left and right too. Like, he sees the writing on the wall. He's now very selective on which rounds he's going to do, which is potentially what we could see out of Barsha. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark infested. Bam Bam. He got into the swimming pool, took a swim with the sharks. Unfortunately, bro, one of my favorite riders out there, man. I'm cheering for you to make it back. But unfortunately, at some point, you got to pull the plug. You got to say enough's enough. Hopefully you've stacked enough cash to ride off into the sunset. You've made a bunch of money. In the meantime, Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. I'll see you on the next video.